for joining City Plants in this demo on how to complete a yard tree delivery application. My name is Jimmy Perez, and I will guide you through the application process. Please note, trees requested through the yard tree delivery program must get planted on private property. That means no planting yard trees in the area between the sidewalk and the street. If you are looking for a street tree, please go back to our site at cityplants.org and submit a street tree request. Alrighty, let's order some yard trees. Please make sure you are using the Google Chrome browser on a PC or laptop to fill out the form. Once you are using the Google Chrome browser on your PC or laptop, the first thing you are going to do is create a profile. Let's begin. And I recommend that you type everything in on this page. I know our computer sometimes has a autofill feature, but just for this profile, let's go ahead and type everything in. So let's begin with our first name. So that's Jimmy. Our last name, Perez. And let's go ahead and type in our address. So we are going to use, as an example, 3052 10th Ave. Okay, so now you'll see that there is this drop-down menu powered by Google. You can go ahead and select your address once you see it from this powered by Google menu. My address will be 3052 10th Avenue. Let's click on this. And to the right, there is a box that says Get Zip Code. So let's go ahead and click Get Zip Code. And your zip code is automatically going to be entered. If you are having issues with Get Zip Code, I recommend going back to the address and making sure that you are typing it in and you select it from the Powered by Google drop-down menu. Now, let's type our phone number. So 213-473-9950. And this is the City Plants main line. So if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call. Or you can go ahead and send us an email. So our email is bpw.tree.request@lacity.org. So if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call or send us an email. Please make sure that you use your personal phone number and your email at these two boxes, because that is the way that City Plants communicates with you. For your email, we will be sending you an email confirmation once you submit this yard tree delivery application. So please make sure that you type in your correct email. The next question is, how did you hear about us? So City Plants works with other nonprofit organizations throughout the city of Los Angeles. So this is a great opportunity to give them a shout out. If you heard us through social media or word of mouth, please make note of that. The following three questions: what type of AC do you have? When was your property built? And how many stories does your property have? So City Plants delivers free trees for energy efficiency. So this information is required so that we can calculate your energy savings. So the first question, what type of AC do you have? We are going to select central air for this example. And when was your property built? We will select 1950 to 80. How many stories does your property have? 1. Okay. Now, these last two questions keep me updated on City Plants news. And do you want to volunteer? These are optional. You can leave the box checked if you want to be added to our newsletter. Whenever we have any City Plants news or any tree planting volunteer opportunities, we will go ahead and send you those details and more information. We are almost done with the profile. So this last box, this is the agreement that you have with City Plants. Pretty much you're letting us know that you are going to plant the trees at the address that you provided on this profile, and you will care for the trees and water them. Once you've read the terms, you can go ahead and in this box, you will type in your name exactly how you wrote it in the beginning of the application. So, Jimmy Perez. And this is going to be my signature. Now, before I click on next, the next page will show you an interactive map of the application. So pretty much what we have to do, the first step will be to tell the software where your building or home is located within your private property. The second step will be to tell us what tree species you want to receive. And then the third step will be to tell us where you plan on planting the tree in your private property. So let's go ahead and click on next. Okay, so to your left, there is this box that says step 1 of 4. The first step would be to outline your home or building. Drag the red box to outline your home or building. Click next when done. So we can zoom in. So to the right, there is a plus and a minus sign. The plus sign is to zoom in and the minus sign is to zoom out. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. And if you ever come across any issues or you want to restart with this interactive map, to the top left, there is a button that says Start Over. If you click on this, it will go ahead and bring you back to the first step. Now, let's continue with step 1 of 4. So, let's go ahead and outline our building within our private property. So our private property is outlined by the yellow rectangle or the yellow lines. So this yellow line indicates your private property. And now this red box or the red lines is going to indicate my private property. I mean, the red box or the red lines is going to indicate my building or my home within my private property. So as best as I can, I went ahead and I made this red box outline my home. Now I'm ready, so I can go ahead and click on next. Step 2 of 4, we are going to select our tree. So City Plants, we offer, you can get up to 7 free trees delivered to your property. And for each tree that you want delivered, you do have to select a first choice and a secondary option. City Plants does its best to deliver your first option, but it is required that you select a secondary option. And we have 3 different categories: small, medium, and large trees. This means that this pretty much indicates what the tree will grow into once they are mature. But when you first receive them, they come in a 5-gallon container, and their height can be anywhere from 3 to 6 feet tall. So I'm interested in medium trees. And I am interested in an Australian willow. So if you see here, the Australian willow, it tells you the height, the water use, and other characteristics of the tree. And if you want to learn more, to the right, there is a box that says More Info. If you click on this, it's going to give you more information about this specific tree. And it's available for all the trees you'll see on our site here. And there's also this other box, spacing instructions. So this pretty much tells you the recommended planting distance for each tree. So pretty much how far away you should plant it from your building or your house. And then this last box is select this tree. So I'm interested in the Australian willow, so I'm going to go ahead and select this tree. Now we get this pop-up box and it tells me you selected Australian willow as your primary species. Click cancel to reselect. Click OK to continue selecting your secondary species. Okay. I already made note of my first choice, which was an Australian willow. Now I need to select my secondary choice. So let's go ahead and medium trees. And please note that you can select your secondary option under the small category or the large category as well. So for this example, let's go ahead and say I want my secondary option to be a large tree. And we can take a look at the list. And I'm interested in a coast-live oak. So I will select this tree as my second choice. So I selected coast-live oak as secondary species. Click OK to reselect. Click cancel to reselect, or click OK to continue. And I want to continue, so I will click OK. You have selected Australian willow as your primary tree and the coast-live oak as your secondary tree. Okay, now step 3 of 4. So to your left, explore locations to plant your tree. Drag the green icon to where you plan to plant your new tree. Experiment with different locations to see different energy conservation amounts. Click the green icon to select a different tree species. So if I click the green icon, I can click here to select a different species in case I decide to change my first or my primary options. So what I do is I can go ahead and I want this Australian willow in my front yard, so I'm going to put it here. But if you look to your left, there's this box now. It changed, and it says estimated energy savings in 20 years. And this is the Australian willow that we are working with right now. And in the recommended planting distance from the building is shown by the green buffer zone. So if you see this green buffer, this is the recommended planting distance from your building. And for the Australian willow, it's 10 feet away from your building. And the current distance of tree from the building is 15 feet. So right now it's telling me that this green icon is 15 feet away from my home. So if I wanted to, I can go ahead and I can move this icon a little closer to my property. And now if you look onto your left in this box, remember the recommended distance was 10 feet and the current distance of tree from building is 10 feet. So I'm within the, I'm pretty much within the recommended planting distance from my building. Let's go ahead and click yes. So is this where you want to plant your tree? Yes. Now we have step 4 of 4. Do you want to plant another tree? So I can go ahead and click yes to add another tree, or I can click no to pretty much go to the next step and complete my request. But just for a quick example, let's go ahead and do one more. So I do want to plant another tree, so I'm going to click yes. And at this time, I want a small tree as my first choice. So I'm going to select the crepe myrtle. Okay. And I want I want a large tree as my secondary option in case there are no crepe myrtles available. And I'm going to select the Drake Chinese elm. And I will go ahead and click OK. And it's telling me I selected common crepe myrtle as my first choice and Drake Chinese elm as my secondary choice. Now let's go ahead and move this green icon. And I want to plant this tree in my backyard. Once I am there, I can go ahead and is this where you want to plant your tree? And yes, I think this is where I want to plant my common crepe myrtle. So I'm going to go ahead and click on yes. So make sure that for each tree that you want delivered, you select the first choice and the secondary option. And if you want 7 trees delivered to your home, you do have to plant 7 trees. So make sure you plant 1 and 2. So make sure you plant 7 trees so that we can deliver 7 trees to your property. So do you want to plant another tree? no. Now, step 5 of 5, it's submit completed request. So I could return to step 4, or I can submit my request, and I'm ready to submit my request. So let's go ahead and click submit. All right, to your left, let's see, success. Check your email. Um, Check your email for delivery information, tree care tips, and a summary of your tree locations and estimated energy savings. We're going to click OK. And we value your feedback. We read through every response to improve the product. Please take our 30-second survey. So please note that this software is a beta. So we are trying to make it more user-friendly, and so we would really appreciate if you take the survey and let us know and give us any feedback. And this is pretty much the end of the application. So my application was submitted, and a confirmation message was sent to my email with details on my order and other details. If you did not receive an email, please check your spam folder. Now all I have to do is wait for the delivery, and thank you for joining us in this demo, and happy planting.